Test, test. Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. I have finished my Greek yogurt. And I am still hungry, but that's only because I'm always hungry. But I have, in fact, eaten. Julie says, do you think I could derail the start of the stream super easily again? Yes. Baked Beans asks, was it tasty? Was it yummy? No. No. No, it was vanilla Greek yogurt, which is not funny. It is the amount of calories that I need to continue to be a person and no more. There are some Greek yogurts that are delicious. I don't know, is this a hot take? There are some Greek yogurts that are delicious, and plain vanilla Greek yogurt is not one of those, which is why I buy the plain vanilla Greek yogurt. My smallest sibling likes to talk about vegetables sometimes. When my smallest sibling packs lunch, they will also pack like a pile of vegetables, which is just like a bunch of like cut raw peppers and like pieces of foliage. And we'll say I don't like eating vegetables. I do not enjoy the process of eating vegetables, but I know that I need to. And so describes it as eating like a dinosaur. Like they're doing Brontosaurus cosplay at that moment. And that's how I feel about Greek yogurt. Vanilla Greek yogurt is fine, not the best, but good. You could have unflavored Greek yogurt, and that's trash. Yes, unflavored Greek yogurt is like hard to eat. Whereas vanilla Greek yogurt, I'm like, this is fine. Whereas if I bought the other Greek yogurt, I would want another 4 of them. No, Cat. No, I'm wearing dress pants today. You actually can't come up. No, Cat. No, you actually can't come up today. I'm wearing dress pants. Listen to your body, Tom. If I listened to my body every time my body was like, Tom, you need to eat, I would still be 315 pounds. You gotta roast your veggies on a sheet pan with olive oil and a nice salt and pepper. It literally makes every vegetable delicious. That is an amount. No, it makes every vegetable palatable. And the amount of time investment that you are describing is not worth the difference in palatability. See, I'm supposed to stay on task today. Oikos Triple Berry is the best Greek yogurt? Yes. Yes, that is delicious. Those are the ones that I get when I'm like, I need food right now and I need to like go to a store and get food. I will get 1 cup of that. I opened the live to you talking about yogurt while feeding my dog his yogurt. How do dogs eat yogurt? I did not know that dogs ate yogurt. This is the first time hearing that dogs eat yogurt. Trippy Dead, I did not dress up for us. I dressed up for you specifically. Wishing your next meal extra tasty flavors. I have to go to like an event today, so it will be good food. It's good. It's like an event this evening, so it's gonna be nice. Okay, all right, everybody, let's get into it. We don't have a lot of time. This is a 2-hour stream. At 1 p.m. I need to be gone. I need to be like driving away at 1 p.m. So here's what we got today. We're not doing a ton, all right? No, we're not doing this, all right? This is getting punted again. We're not doing a short. We will be checking the nerd poll, and we will be continuing our project of how many things happen in season 8. We got through, let's see, I don't know if we should, so we'll just say this is Catlin, no, Cat, I actually can't talk to you today. I actually can't talk to you today. This is Danny. This is... We'll just say this is Arya. Scroll me down. There we go. This is Ned. This is John. John. I can spell. And did we do Tyrion? Yeah, we did. We did Tyrion. So who else needs to get done? What's the list of other people that need to get done? 1 p.m. which time zone? I need to be gone in 2 hours. I need to be gone in 1 hour and 53 minutes. That is the maximum that this stream can be. I need to leave. Datura LaCroix says, literary analysis of the A Song of Ice and Fire series? I'm gonna sue. No, Cat. No, actually, Cat. No, actually, Cat. Cat, actually, no. Cat, no, actually, no. Okay, all right, fine. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. Okay, and then I absolutely must get a blanket. Okay, we have to do a blanket. You can't. The only way you can sit on me is on top of a blanket because I'm wearing my nice pants today. This perhaps was a flaw in me. I work nights, so I'm not staying long. I need to sleep, but I hope the stream goes well. Everyone say 07 Rohirrim Ranger. Rohirrim Ranger is a great name. Thank you, Tom, for voicing this. I've tried to explain the trade-off between time preparation to deliciousness, and I've been looked at like I'm crazy. Enjoy the event. Looking forward to a focused on-task stream. Yes, see, hang on, we'll come back over here. Like, in order to make it good enough to justify the time. Yes, you can come up now. You can come up now. In order to make it good enough to justify the time, like, the deliciousness needs to increase significantly. Like a potato, I can't eat a raw potato. Whereas a cooked potato is like a 6 out of 10. It's fine. So I need to cook a potato, which is why I don't buy potatoes much. Whereas celery, if I like chop up celery and I put it in a soup, it's incredible. It like goes up to a 9, but a celery on its own is already a 5, and I can just eat it with like whatever I want. What else? What are Tom's hot vegetable takes? I really like Doug's take on potatoes. Is that potatoes are neutral. Potatoes are a neutral food, and I absolutely. Distract Tom and make him late. I can't be late. What am I supposed to watch now that Dorohedoro is over? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I will write that down. Hang on, take me over here. My smallest sibling. Okay, we're gonna do enter next stream untitled. I will come back with an answer next stream. What do I watch now that Dorohedoro is over? My smallest sibling also just finished Dorohedoro and has been on an anime binge. And I will come back. I'll come back with a recommendation, I swear. I failed to derail the stream with people who think someone other than Danny is Azor Ahai don't get the point posting. I don't know. I think you're posting that like you've come to the wrong place with that take. Because I think the predominant position is that Azor Ahai is a made-up position. If you like, the predominant position is if you think Azor Ahai is anyone, you don't get the point. But I also don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, hang on. We're gonna come back over here. Here's the first thing we're gonna think about. We're gonna do. It's gonna be forms.google.com, right? And we go to A Song of Feuds and Families. We go click. We go click, and then we go published, and then we go share, and then we go copy responder link, and then we go shorten URL, and then we click copy, and then we bring it over here, and we post this. For those of you who don't know, we are doing A Song of Feuds and Families again. If you guys haven't watched the original A Song of Feuds, it's like 2 years old. It's amazing. We took a survey of the people who watch our channel, and we played Family Feud off of their answers. If you have not answered the survey, we have 67 responses so far. If you have not answered the survey, please go right ahead and do it, because it's amazing and I'm so excited. We have gotten some insane answers so far. I'm going to tell you right now, there are some answers some questions we will not be using. Such as, let's see, hang on, can I get the stat on this? Such as, what is your favorite A Song of Ice and Fire creator? Which does have, let's see, out of 67 responses, it has 63 unique responses. And I'm sure that there's some that are like, you know, that are spelled slightly different. But yeah, like I see that there's a couple that line up. But if you guys want, I need a lot of answers to that one in order for it to be usable. I might need like 1,000 in order to get a top 100. I did not realize how varied the internet still is. And that fills me with a certain amount of joy, that it's not just literally exactly everyone watching exactly the same thing. Like our little core is not 100% overlapped with some subset of someone else's core. Right, like I had imagined there was a chance that we were gonna have like 85% overlap with one other creator, and we are like a single subset of, like, our corner of A Song of Ice and Fire is a single subset of that other corner. But it's not. It's so that we're going to talk about that on a stream. Hang on, and I'm going to come back over here. I'm actually going to X out of this so that I don't actually accidentally come back to it. So bring me over here, and we're going to scroll down, new stream ideas, going over the responses to the poll. This has to happen after the Family Feud video comes out. There we go. Oh my god, people are talking. Why do you guys talk so much? It looks like PJs you could wear to a job interview. This does? This is a patterned dress shirt, and it makes my arms look fantastic. I also have an odd neck. And an odd neck and odd shoulders. So this is one of the few dress shirts that I've ever had that does fit both of those. Dude, a cooked potato is an 8.5 easy. That's a crazy take. No, we have stuff to do. Rougarou. No, it's Space Cowboy. We have stuff to do. No. Potatoes are grain and don't count as vegetables because they are too delicious. What the hell? Hot vegetables or cold vegetables? Both. I like both hot vegetables and cold vegetables. I think that hot vegetables are not worth the time most of the time. So I usually buy vegetables that double as both hot and cold vegetables. Watch One Piece. Yes, watch One Piece. Like, also, like, there will be responses to the Dorohedoro question, but also watch One Piece, right? But One Piece does take notably more time than whatever else it is. Jack and potato is the superior potato. Jack and potatoes are fine, right? They're fine. They're fine. They're all right. They're right. God, it's so good. Potatoes and milk are complete nutritional profile, no problem. I'm not saying that they're not useful, but they are like a cooked potato. Like, you gotta, like, once it gets cheese on it, all right. This is what I love about potatoes. It's like a salad, right? Everything that you add to a potato raises it like one full letter grade. It's awesome. You throw cheese on that, it's a full letter grade up. You skip the cheese, throw salt on it, full letter grade up. Skip the salt, throw some garlic butter on there, full letter grade up. You throw all three of those things on, oh my god, you got yourself a 9. Hell yeah. How many responses? We have 60. So we have 7. We have 7 responses. I need 2 more responses. Hang on. Desperately resisting the intrusive urge to click the link and fill it out again. Please don't fill it out again. Please don't double your answers. Please say the number of responses as if each number was its own number. What do you mean? Can we publish the response to the questions we don't use somewhere else? I would love to see the data. Absolutely. I will make this data public and we will go over it on a stream. It will be a full stream day. Maybe you just have fantastic arms. There are shirts that make my arms look worse than this shirt, but thank you. I do appreciate it. Getting called out for a hot take I didn't even make. I have worse hot takes. Time your neck puts Cleos Frey to shame in the best way possible. Don't let people tell you otherwise. Cooked potato is an 8, 9 with butter, 10 with butter and spices. You're telling me that you have a good time. You've just cooked a potato. You take the potato out of the thing. Now, one of the problems here is that the potato in my brain is a russet potato. And Yukon Gold potatoes are like an 8 on their own, but they're also more expensive. Right, and they're also harder to prepare correctly. Right. Well, but now we're getting back into the number of resources in both time and money that I need to put into the potato to make it a 9 out of 10 potato is a little bit high. You know what the best potatoes, in my opinion, are the little tiny red potatoes, little teeny tiny ones that like take like 15 minutes to cook. They're outstanding. I think these vegetable takes are abhorrent. Oh no. They're one of the most filling foods. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not a bad food. I'm not saying potatoes are bad. I like potatoes. Potatoes are fine is what I'm saying. We could spend 2 hours arguing about what a vegetable actually is. Oh no. I don't know why, but I had to enter the link manually, plus run response incoming. Gotta make fried box ties. Oh no, did I just get Ligmud? Did I get Ligmud? Have I been Ligmud? Potatoes from South America to the world. You can thank us later. Respectable. Thank you very much. I'll cut up a russet potato in an air fry. $4 for 20 meals worth of homemade French fries isn't bad. You know what? These are good points. I don't have... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I do have an air fryer now. We've successfully derailed the stream. Yeah, those tiny potatoes rock. Just as a reminder, Deterla Music is in the chat, who is the maker of these phenomenal tracks that exist in the background to all of our streams. Go subscribe. Go subscribe right now. If you're not subscribed to Deterla Music, I don't know why you're even here. Tom, you're insane. The time it takes to cook a potato gives you time to do other things and wait for the deliciousness. There are potatoes in Game of Thrones, right? No, we established there are not potatoes. In Zach's phenomenal, what's it called? In Zach's phenomenal corn video, we established that there are not, the potatoes are show only. Oh, yeah, so I guess there are potatoes in Game of Thrones, yes. Potatoes. Thank you. Zach says thank you for the shout out. I say thank you for letting us use your music on stream forever. I really, it's great. Thank you. Potato. What? Baked potato 7858 says, did someone say potato? Oh no, I cannot slander baked potato directly. Corn video is really good. That is true. The corn video is really good, and we don't have time for any of this. And I'm kind of mad at all of you. Okay, here we go, guys. Because corn, as we consume, is from Central America. I did not know that. Okay, all right, here we go. I'm going back over here. Stop distracting me. Don't distract me. We have to get stuff done today. Stop it, Julie. Stop it. We can't do this. Oh no. Sugar. It's fine. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. So I need your help. No food theory stream. We did a food theory video. Okay, who are we doing? Let's do... No, Ned's complicated. We need a different warm-up. We're going to do Bran, all right? Everyone, tell me the Bran story. What happens in the Bran story? Good evening. Hello, Kirsty. Hello. It's great to see you. No food theory. Stop it. How many people are here watching this nonsense? So where's my phone? It's gone. I've lost my phone. Nero. How many people do we have in here? There's 34 people here watching us talk about potatoes. Yes, Bran goes climbing. That's true. Give me more. Give me more. What happens? What happens? Jamie pushes Bran. Bran has a dream. A lot of things happen in this dream. What are the things that happen in this dream? Bran does get a puppy. That is true. Bran sees his dad. Bran sees Ned execute someone. So this is actually in this right here. Where is it? Nope. This is Cat. I need Ned. Ned kills Garrett. So this is in Ned, Bran, Jon, Theon. These should be semicolons. Ned, Bran, Jon, Theon, Rickon? Is Rickon here? Rickon, Garrett. This is something that happens with all of them, right? So this we can actually delete because this is already in someone else's plot, but for the sake of our little narrow counting, this is what we want to do. Bran has a dream. Bran, we might actually have to, like, hang on, take me over here. We might have to come over here and go, Bran's dream in, a Game of Thrones. Bran pushes Bran out a window. He falls into a coma when he hits the ground. X. There we go. Let's see. Whilst in this is from Fried by Relore on the Westeros forums. Whilst in a coma in a Game of Thrones, Bran has a cryptic dream led by the three-eyed crow. The crow seems intent on awakening the boy in the hope Bran will survive and become a green seer. This is the dream of a green seer, though the Bran flies, seeing Winterfell from above. Okay, so we're just gonna do it. You know what? We might have to come back to Bran's dream. Bran has a dream featuring the three-eyed crow. I guess Bran does promise not to climb, which is a thing that happens. Bran promises not to climb. Promises his mom he will not climb. Bran has a dream featuring the three-eyed crow. What else? Yeah, Bran wakes up. The cat's paw attacks Bran, which is a part of his story for sure. Rickon was not there? Okay. Potatoes. Bran dreams of spring. Bran witnesses a spirited game of leapfrog. He does? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess he does. Bran gets a saddle. That's true. Yeah, Bran's memories get picked. Pecking his memories. Keep going. What else happens? He gets a saddle and learns to ride. Although I guess that is Bran learns to ride is a separate thing. Bran is taught by Lewin. Is that a thing that happens? Yeah, I guess it is. Oh, you guys can't see. There you go. Bran is taught by Lewin, where he learns a bunch of stuff. We'll come back to that in a second, where he learns ... Is Jaime's companion Josh Peck actually the three-eyed crow? Honestly, like a 9. Bran and Rickon have a vision of Ned dying. Yes, Bran foresees Ned dying. That is true. Does archery yeah, I guess Bran watches archery. When is that? We might come back to that. Bran is lightly scolded by his mom. I think that we have to count that as a thing that happens, because that is significant both to Bran's character and to Catelyn's. Bran spends time in the Winterfell library. Does he? I didn't think he did. Bran gets covered in the cat's paw's blood after Bran fist fights Tommen in the yard. Does he? Cut this, and then Bran learns to ride. Bran, Robb, and Theon are attacked by wildlings in the forest. Osha surrenders and comes into the Stark household. Old Nan tells him stories. Might have the order a little wrong here. Old Nan tells Bran some stories. Yes. Bran stays home when his dad leaves. That's true. Old Nan's stories would go into the Bran story. Yeah, I think so. Bran wanted to be a knight, not a fist fight. I think they trained with blunted swords. Also, the Bran in the library I mentioned was me referencing when Rickon gets 4 arrowheads. Yes. Where he learns about magic. And Rickon gets 4 arrowheads. Right? I don't know if that's important, but it is definitely a thing that happens. This might be one of those rare things where this is somehow just thematically connected, right? This actually has no plot development at all. Does Bobby B tell Bran he'll make a good knight in the books? I forget. Even if he does, I don't think that is... Right, if I was drunk at a party, I would not tell you about Bran's interaction with... Robert. That would be in Ned's in this thing. Robert and co arrive in Winterfell. Many things are said, right? I'd argue old Nan is part of awakening his third eye. I agree. And it does, that's a thing that happens no matter what. If you, by the way, weren't here for the last stream, behold the Glidus principle. In order, if a thing, we are counting the number of things that happen in the book A Game of Thrones from 1994 or something, and we are following the Glidus principle. If something develops the plot or develops a character or develops the world, it is a thing that happens. But we have to pass a threshold where of relevance. We can't list every individual thing because every conversation that happens in this scene right here develops characters, develops the world, and develops the plot. But each of them listed out individually can all be rolled into one thing that happens. Bran is the acting Lord of Winterfell. That is true. Rooting for Michael talks about stuff's 4 Harrowheads theory, but it would be fine if it's just thematic and set dressing. Okay, we'll add that as a Y episode. Bonk. Why are there 4 arrowheads? I haven't seen this Michael video. We're going to X out of this because otherwise it'll be crazy. Bran has warging visions mid-feast. Bran gets a blackberry. Bran gets a blackberry. I wouldn't list it. I wouldn't. It might be relevant, but I wouldn't list it. I wouldn't put it on the list of things that happens. Bran is king in the north as Robb's heir. Bran wargs out at the feast. Bran wargs at the feast? I did not remember this. So what feast is this? What happens in the back half of Bran's story? Because it's after, somewhere in here, Bran gets word, and Bran and Rickon foresee Ned dying, and then Bran gets word that we'll say Winterfell gets word that Ned has died. And then Robb Stark calls his banners. And then do they host a oh no, I guess it's this order, isn't it? You come down here, Robb calls his banners, then they get word that Ned died, and somewhere in here there's a feast with some of the, he has to like greet the bannermen, right? The blackberry doesn't develop the world, right? Not in a way that I would describe as significant. It's interesting, and we, the theory nerds, are talking about it. We would, and we would and do talk about it, but I think that might be too granular. But it could become relevant later. Sorry, Tom Duham, actually, says Stone Snake, but you have talked to Michael Talks about stuff about the 4 arrowheads before. Rickon's last scene with Ramsay has 4 attempts for the 4 arrowheads. We have reached the point where I am unaware of all the theories I've said. Bran starts obsessively howling at bedtime. That is true. Bran looks out his window and feels sad. That's true. Is Osha teaching him about the old ways in the book? Is BlackBerry a phone joke, or was this before they were commonplace? I don't think it's... No, this was before BlackBerries were common in the world. Okay, hang on. We're going to come over here, and we're going to go to Bran Stark. Take me to Bran Stark, please. Take me to Bran Stark on the Wiki of Ice and Fire, please. Because apparently you guys don't know what you're talking about. Okay, recent events, Game of Thrones. Yep. He's comatose. The old Nan stories happened before the Tyrion stuff. So bring me over here. Where is old Nan? There she is. We bring you up here. Right there. That's fine. Later, while testing Tyrion's suggestion out on a ride in the Wolfswood, Bran is ambushed by a band of wildlings and the Night Watch deserters, but is rescued by Robb, Theon Greyjoy, Grey Wind, and Summer. Afterwards, Bran begins to bond with the sole survivor of that band, Asha, due to their shared faith in the old gods. That's nice. Robb calls the Northern Banners following Lord Eddard's arrest in King's Landing. Bran witnesses the incident with the Great John and is the acting Lord of Winterfell when Robb rides south. Okay, so this actually is a pretty quick turnaround. Robb Stark calls his banners. A feast is held in which Great John Umber has his fingers eaten, and it's awesome. And then, okay, so the dream comes after. So the dream is the next thing that happens. Later, Bran has a dream of his father in the crypt of Winterfell. He ventures there with Osha and finds nothing. Rickon Stark also reveals that he dreamed the same dream almost immediately after leaving the crypts. Maester Luwin receives a Ravenborn message informing Winterfell of Ned's execution by King Joffrey I Baratheon's command. So this is actually the end of it. Hang on. No, it's like here to here, right? There we go. Delete rows. Bang. Explore the crypts after foreseeing Ned dying. And then Winterfell gets word that Ned has died. Is this it? Is that it? Blackberry scene shows Bran knows Winterfell's staff, except for Blackberry founder Mike Lazaridis. No, have I gotten Ligma'd again? I gotta not read chat. Something I feel maybe should be a sidebar, kinda. Bran and Jon both consider themselves almost a grown man. Yeah, we would talk about that, but 3 on 2 off Greyjoy, 3 on 2 off is my new defensive scheme, presumably in hockey. Great John is kid named. Stop it. 8-year-old boy being one of the most competent lords in the realm is kind of funny. Do we have a Godswood wolf dream before Clash? I don't think so. Is this it? Is this all the things that happen? Guys, I think this is all the things that happen. Bran sees Ned execute Garrett. Bran promises his mom he will not climb. I think that's a thing. Bran goes climbing and sees Cersei and Jaime. Jaime pushes Bran out of a window, and he falls into a coma when he hits the ground. Does Bran really get his saddle in the first book, not Clash? Yeah, that's the first book. Yep. Bran has a dream featuring the three-eyed crow pecking his memories. He sees many visions, and the crow pecks out the memory of his fall. The cat's paw attacks Bran. Bran wakes up. Old Nan tells Bran some stories. Bran gets a saddle. Bran learns to ride. I guess these are kind of on his first ride in the new saddle, Bran, Robb, and Theon are attacked by wildlings in the forest. Osha surrenders and comes into the Stark household. Bran is taught by Luwin, where he learns about magic, and Rickon gets 4 arrowheads. Robb Stark calls his banners. A feast is held in which Great Jabba Umber has his fingers eaten. Bran and Rickon explore the crypts after foreseeing Ned dying, and Winterfell gets word that Ned has died. Is that it? If you want to pull out man only can be brave, quote, as its own thing, maybe. I think that is wrapped up in this. And insert Bran gets a dog. So give me you. Copy. And that of course that is a thing that happens to everyone, but when tallying up the things that happen in Bran's story, we have only 17 things happen to Bran in the first book? Dang. Ned and Bran lesson on fear and bravery could be its own point, perhaps. Totally forgot how much happens this early. It's interesting there's some dragonglass at Winterfell. I agree. You forgot Osha teach it. Robb Stark. Insert. Robb marches south, leaving Bran as Lord of Winterfell. Absolutely. Yeah, where is that? Where does... I guess it's in here. Osha and Bran discuss the old gods. It's like in here somewhere. Naming dog Summer comes up later, but it's wrapped up in dreaming points. Yeah. Joining midway through. What in the Charlie Day conspiracy board is going on here? Well, we're tallying things that happened in the first book. Do the Walders get to Winterfell in this book or Clash? That happens in Clash. That happens... I think that happens in Clash. It might happen at this feast. Yeah, oh, maybe it does. Maybe it does happen at this feast. I thought it happened at the same feast where Jojen and Mira show up. But it might happen at this feast. Gotta expand the dream. Yeah, the problem with the dream is like 6 things happen in the dream. But I just can't right now. I think they get to Winterfell between a Game of Thrones and Clash. Okay. All right, cool. That's Bran. Who are we doing next? Hang on, bring me over to the dashboard. Who needs to get finished? Let's do Sansa. We'll do Sansa next. What happens in Sansa's story? Sansa. 1. What's the first thing? Sansa gets lady. Somewhere in here, lady dies. We know that. Can't happen until Robb treats with the phrase, which hasn't happened yet. That happens near the end. That happens like 2 chapters from the end. And then the little Big Walder and Little Walder then get sent to Winterfell. Sansa. Betrothed, yes. Sansa is betrothed to Joffrey. Sansa bullies Arya over sewing. Takes classes. Sansa goes on a date by the river. That is true. Sansa and Joffrey go for a walk by the river. If so Arya is an Ironborn, she does not sew. Excellent. 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 Incredible. She does have awkward talks with Cersei. Yeah, I don't know where that is, but yes. Sansa has a talk with Cersei about... Sansa has a sex ed talk with Cersei? Right? I guess? I don't know. Do we need to list that? I genuinely don't know. I think it develops both of their characters quite a bit. Sansa gets flowers from Loras. Sansa attends the hand tourney. Sansa is scared of everyone arrives in King's Landing. No. Insert 5 rows above. Sansa is scared of Ilyn Payne. Yes. Wait, where is it? Sir Hugh dies. I think Cersei tells Sansa to make a dress for her. But that might be show only. I don't remember that. Joffrey shows Sansa the heads of Ned and Septa Mordain. That happens in this book. Joffrey shows Sansa the heads of Ned and Septa Mordain. Sansa considers killing Joffrey, but is stopped by the Hound. And that might be the end of her. Yes, yes. Sansa tells Cersei about Ned's plan to leave the capital, to leave King's Landing. Yes. Sansa gets told how the Hound got burned while he's drunk, and he makes her swear not to tell. When does that happen? Because I thought that happened during the Battle of the Blackwater. Kingsguard are mean to Sansa in ways I don't want to describe in more detail. Yes. The Kingsguard abuse Sansa. That's how do we phrase this? The Kingsguard torture Sansa? I guess that's right. That's probably the definition. Torture Sansa. Torture and humiliate Sansa. On Joffrey's orders. That happens down here. Wait, does that happen in this book or is that the next book? That might be the next book, guys. Sansa feels isolated during the Stark Purge from Jaime. Yes. Sansa is locked in her room during Ned's coup. Sansa and Jane are separated. And Sansa never sees her again. Never sees her again. I believe that is correct. That's early in Clash. Okay, then we're going to knock out that, but that's like the, right, that's the first or second chapter. Sansa chapter of the next book. Because the first one of the next book is the tourney. Yeah. Oh, they gossip about Beric. I forgot about Beric. Where's the Hand's tourney? Sansa is scared of the Hound. Sansa attends the Hand's tourney. Delete. And it really does go like Ned tells Arya and Sansa that they are leaving. And then immediately Sansa tells Cersei about Ned's plans to leave. Yes, the torture is basically just in Clash. Okay. Sansa and Jane Poole gossip about Beric. How do you spell Beric? Beric? It's in Sansa 2? It's in Sansa 2 in a Game of Thrones? Dang, okay. So it's got to be like up in here. Is it before they arrive at King's Landing? Sansa learns the origin of... Sansa learns that Gregor gave Sandor his scars when they were children. The Dragonpire is such a crazy passage. Don't worry about this time. I'm not derailing anything if you don't read this. Stop it. Stop it. Julie, why would you do this to me? I was surprised how early it was on my last reread. Yeah, that happens then? Doesn't Joffrey order the Kingsguard to hit her at the end of a Game of Thrones? No, I think that's... I think in the last chapter in her last chapter of a Game of Thrones, he threatens her, but doesn't do anything, I think. Just after the Hand's tourney, which shockingly is Sansa too. That happens after. So what? Sansa's first chapter is the Hand's tourney? That's crazy. So like here? Here. Sir Hugh is killed by the mountain in a joust. So is this it? Okay, talk to me about these, because these might be show only. Because when they're walking into King's Landing, she has a conversation with Littlefinger about the Hound and Ilan Payne. Does that happen in the book? It just happens after the Hand's Tourney. The first chapter is at Winterfell. Second is the Hand's Tourney. Okay. That is in the book. Okay. All right. So this might be close to everything. Littlefinger explains to Sansa some of the backstories of Ilan Payne and the Hound. Okay, have we forgotten anything? We're going back to the wiki. Nobody go anywhere. Going back to the wiki. Okay. Sansa names her direwolf pup Lady. Light the prospect of life at court. We should probably mention that. Sansa is betrothed to Joffrey, about which Sansa is elated. On their journey to the capital, Sansa is frightened when she meets Ilan Payne, the King's Justice, at the Crossroads Inn. Okay, so it's got to be right here. Sansa meets Ilan Payne. Ilan Payne at the Crossroads Inn. Very nice. The two are walking through Ruby Ford, where they come upon her sister. Sansa and Joffrey go for a walk by the river. We'll say during a walk by the river, by the Ruby Ford, Sansa sees Joffrey attack the butcher's boy. We have to do the same thing we did with Arya, which is there is a trial and then Lady dies. I forgot about the damn wolf. So she used the opportunity to insist the direwolf that attacked her son be killed. Man, that's a crazy couple of scenes, by the way. Sansa feuds with Arya in King's Landing, placing the majority of the blame on her sister for Lady's death. Sansa remains infatuated with Joffrey, largely overlooking his violent mood swings, which develops a close relationship with Queen Cersei as well. Attending the Hand's Tourney, celebrating her father's appointment, Sansa finds many of her notions of knightly valor and chivalry reinforced, seeing the events as worthy of her stories. To warn Sansa about that, Sandor Clegane tells the girl how his brother, Sir Gregor Clegane, burned his face. Yes. Yep. Unwittingly aids Cersei's plans. Yep. Ned is arrested. Yep. Sansa is forced to call... Right, the letter. I forgot about the letter. Delete. Right, that does happen, right? Sansa is forced to call her father a traitor. She pleads in front of the king and his retainers for mercy. I guess it's not the letter yet. Sansa calls Ned a traitor and pleads for mercy, which Joffrey agrees to. Joffrey has Ilan Payne execute Ned. Do we see that from her perspective? Even after Ned's execution, Cersei declares that Joffrey should still be married to Sansa. Sansa, horrified at the prospect and only wanting to return home, has no choice but to remain in King's Landing during the deteriorating situation as a hostage and denounce her father and brothers. Joffrey shows Sansa her father's head, which has been placed on a spike in the Red Keep. Sansa briefly considers pushing the prince to his death, even if it means her own death, but Sandor subtly stops her. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. This is such a fun project. Like, I don't know if there is anything like, I don't know, of like quote unquote professional value to be found here. I don't know if this will be like a successful video series or if this is like useful for this kind of like analysis, but I don't know. I'm having a great time. There we go. One. We simply must say Ned kills Lady to assuage Cersei. There is a trial in which Sansa lies about who attacked whom. Insert. Cersei insists that that Nymeria be killed. But because Nymeria has already left, it's Lady. Everyone arrives in King's Landing. The Starks arrive in... We'll say the Starks... the Stark retinue arrives in King's Landing. Littlefinger explains to Sansa some of the backstory. No, wait, does this actually happen? Someone tell me if this actually happens. Sansa attends the Hand's tourney. Sansa and Jane Poole gossip about Beric. Sansa gets flowers from Loras. Sir Hugh is killed by the Mountain in a joust. Sansa learns that Gregor gave Sandor his scars when they were children. Ned tells Arya and Sansa that they are leaving King's Landing. Sansa tells Cersei about Ned's plan to leave King's Landing. Sansa is locked in a room during Ned's coup, and Sansa and Jane are separated. Separate from Jane, who Sansa never sees again. Delete. Stop it. Joffrey has... Oh, right. Sansa calls Ned a traitor and pleads for mercy, which Joffrey agrees to, and then Joffrey has Ilan Payne execute Ned. Joffrey shows Sansa the heads of Ned and Septim Ordain, and Sansa considers killing Joffrey, but is stopped by the Hound. And that's the end of the series. And that's the end of the book for Sansa. Sansa defends Joffrey when Arya... Yep, absolutely. Meryn Trant hits her. Meryn Trant hits her in this book? Okay. Meryn Trant hits Sansa to get her to come with him. Right? Something like that? Sansa senses Lady's ghost shortly after waking up when she's confined to the tower. Calm down. That's the scene where she finally gets the ick. Yeah, it did take him showing her family's heads. Before Lady drops, Robert holds a poorly ran trial. Yep. The lady's trial is the lady's trial is horrible. Sansa perjures herself at that trial. Yes. Yep. Yep. Where are we? Yes. Like, looks the king in the eye and tells a lie and doesn't get called out on it, even when that ends her pet's life short. Yes. Sansa sees the execution. Yeah, I guess we do have to say Sansa sees Ned executed. Sansa writing the letter, mirrors Lysa off page writing on behalf of Baelish. I like that. Did they ever give a justification for Mordane's death? I don't think so. I call this extremely successful in terms of A, fun, and B, thinking about these books in a new way. Right? This is a neat way to discuss these things. I like this. Littlefinger definitely makes lots of inappropriate comments to Sansa during the Hand's tourney and later. Yes. Yes, that is extremely true. Lady being executed is certainly strong foreshadowing for George's original plan. Interesting. She gets the ick before that when Joffrey orders Mary Trent to be... That is true. Yes. Despite yep. Okay. All right, let's get out of Sansa. It's not fun. Okay. Okay. That is good. Arya gets Nymeria. Arya. Okay, who are we doing next? Who have we not done? Tyrion, Gior, Jorah. We did Jon. Cersei is gonna get covered. Joffrey's gonna get covered. Everybody here is gonna get covered. We haven't done Ned, but I'm kind of waiting on it. Sam is covered. Beric is covered. Bran we did. Peter is covered. Varys is covered. Theon is covered. Okay, so I think we just have to do... What are the plot points? What are the POVs in the first book? POVs, Game of Thrones, Book 1. What are the points of view? Because we have not done... We definitely need to do Dany. So that's in here. Yeah, here we go. Bunk. Ned, Cat, Dany, Tyrion, Jon, Bran, Sansa, Arya, and Will. Okay, I think we're good. It's just Daenerys and Ned left. Right? Okay, let's do it. Ned, Cat, Dany, Bran, Sansa, Arya, Jon, Tyrion. Nope. I think if you want to go from bad to worse, do Daenerys, but I think we need a break, and I actually disagree. Let's do Daenerys, and then we'll finish with Ned. Ned's the biggest one, and his is the core of the driving plot. Let's do Daenerys, and let's get it out of the way. How do we talk around this for YouTube? Daenerys is sold to Drogo by Viserys. Viserys in exchange for the promise of an army. Daenerys and Drogo are wed. at their, well, hang on, well, come back to me. Bunk, insert file, no, not below. Insert rows above. At the wedding of Drogo and Daenerys, Dany meets Jorah, who gives her something, who gives her books. Dany receives 3 dragon eggs as a gift. Yep. Drogo gives Dany a horse named Silver, I think. Yes. Viserys is creepy, possessive, and abusive to Daenerys in their first scene. He sucks. Reads and learns about ghost grass. They don't name the horses. Oh, is it? It gives Dany a. Is it just a silver? Oh, I'm getting a call. Hang on. Okay. All right. Nobody go anywhere. Nobody go anywhere. Hang on. Gotta go right here. What's up? By consensus, do we keep the music on in the background? I genuinely don't know. I don't know if it's like distracting or what. But it is amazing. Okay. What else? I'm scrolling back up. Yep, the silver. Yes, yes. Um. Uh. Uh. How about Danny is forced to experience her wedding night with Drogo? Does that seem, is that correct? That's what I think. That's what we got to go with. Jorah is pardoned for having informed on Danny for many years. On Danny. Too much noise and need to hear people. We have votes yes to keep music and no to keep music. Can never have too many potatoes. Yes. The red comet happens at the beginning of the next book. Somewhere down here, Viserys gets his head melted by a pot of gold. Drogo announces his intention to conquer the Seven Kingdoms for Daenerys. But I think this happens in between. Right? This happens in here. Is this the order? I also had my head melted by Zach's music. She sees the red comet right as she begins the funeral pyre. The red comet appears overhead. Drogo's Khalasar. Sax. Is it Lazar? Sax Lazar. Daenerys attempts to save all of the women. All of the Lazarine women. Is it Pono? Maybe? Pono, insults Danny in front of Drogo. Drogo kills Pono and sustains a wound, a chest wound in the process. Of Lazarine women, including Miri Mazdur. Miri Mazdur treats Drogo at Danny's request. Drogo's wound gets infected. And he falls off his horse. Drogo Yes, Daenerys learns she is pregnant. Daenerys eats a horse. Heart. The red comet appears overhead. Miri Daenerys asks if Miri can save Drogo. And Miri performs a nightmare ritual designed to bring Drogo back. Ostensibly to bring Drogo back. Drogo comes back as a husk. Daenerys loses her baby. I guess it's like this. Delete. Loses her baby during the ritual. I guess. Right. It's like. Jorah defending Daenerys has to carry her inside the tent, the ritual tent, and Drogo comes back as a husk. Dany has a conversation about saving people with Miri. Dany kills Drogo. Dany chain and I guess it's this. Dany chains Miri to Drogo's pyre and lights it. Dany climbs onto the pyre and all of them burn. Dany walks. Dany stands after the pyre burns down. Onto Drogo's ties and sets her dragon eggs on top of it. Then he climbs onto the pyre and all of them burn. Dany stands after the pyre burns down with 3 dragons. Man, lots of stuff happens in Dany's storyline. Miri tells Dany to absolutely not go into the demon tent, but she passes out and Joyce carries her into the demon tent. Yep. Miri definitely doesn't poison Drogo. We've had this argument before. Do not enter tents uninvited. Is this a violation of yes, right? She has a wild fever dream that kind of imply her baby magically became a dragon soul. She eats Tyrex's heart. Yep. Does Dany eat any Soylent Green? The stallion. Yes. Yes. Somewhere in here, learns she is pregnant with the stallion who mounts the world. We'll put that here, actually. Dany eats a horse heart, and the... What are they? The Dashkaleen declare her child the stallion who mounts the world, which is like a title. Megan the Stallion who mounts the world. Excellent. Tom's stream idea. Can you teach us how to be better at spreadsheets? I keep telling myself I'll practice, but most tutorials are dull, and I feel like you can improve that. Absolutely. Oh my God, not a Song of Ice and Fire streams. Tom teaches spreadsheet. Tom teaches basic Excel. Absolutely. Everything that I'm doing in Excel is like everything that I am doing, like with stuff like this, you could do in one training session. We have a lot of yeses. Did she dream about the trident in the first book or the second? Because there's a lot in that dream. The others seeing herself as Rhaegar. I think that's in the House of the Undying. Like when she wants to die before she gets pregnant, she gets the dragon dream. Drogon basically telling his mom he loves her. Aww. Trident dreams are book one. Trident dreams are book one. When did that? Okay. All right. So now we need to switch over to Facecam, right? Now we have gotten to the point where I know that none of you know the actual stuff that happens. So we're scrolling, and in Game of Thrones, Illyrio Mopatis, Magister of Pentos, arranges a marriage between Daenerys and Drogo. Yep. They're what? That happens at Pentos? I did not know that. So at Pentos, Daenerys is sold to Drogo. Three petrified dragon eggs. Oh, okay. Dany receives 3 dragon eggs. From Illyrio, Dany receives 3 dragon eggs. Oh, okay. Receives 3 dragon eggs. Drogo receives Drogo gives Dany a silver, and Viserys gifts Dany Iri, Jiqui, and Dorea. There we go. Yep. Okay. I'm reading. I'm reading as fast as I can. Okay, so after this, pretty much right after this, Dany dreams about Drogon, about a black dragon. That happens right as they're leaving after the wedding. The flames of the beast cleanse her and make her feel strong, new, and fierce. She begins to enjoy things and make her more confident. Giving her confidence and the ability to defy Viserys. Yes. Daenerys learned how is shocked by how poor the knight thinks of Viserys. I think we absolutely should write this down. Daenerys learns that Jorah does not respect Viserys, and Daenerys leads Drogo outside, and they have sex under the stars. The Khalasar moves toward Vidothrak. Oh, we learn a bunch of, oh my god, we get a bunch of like lore here. On God, this is a nightmare sentence, dude. Daenerys learns that she is pregnant. Delete. The Khalasar arrives at Vidothrak, and Jorah informs Daenerys about the chances the Dothraki would have against Westerosi armies. Yeah, I mean, so we need like 3 up here probably. Dany, and Viserys argue, after which Viserys hits her with a belt. In Westeros, yep. Though Ned protests against the notion of killing Daenerys, calling her an innocent child, Robert responds that Daenerys will soon start breeding more dragon spawn. Matters laid to rest, but is brought back up again when a report from Jorah arrives in King's Landing from the small council that Daenerys is pregnant. Jorah's let the small council of Westeros learn from a letter with Jorah that Dany is pregnant. And then Robert orders an assassination of Dany. Yep. Dany declares that the child will be named Rhaego. Yo, this happens the same day? Holy cow. Yep. Yep. Okay, so we go straight down to this. Very nice. Delete. I know I'm not reading chat. I will read chat. I swear I will read chat. Yep. Yes, yep, Lazarine. Yep, we got that. Yep. Drogo is injured. Miri Mazdur offers the... Yep. Drogo's wound festers. Yep, and I think that we got the rest. Okay, now I'm coming back. I'm reading chat. I'm scrolling. I'm reading chat. Tower of Joy book 2. Not the Tower of Joy. She has the Dragon Dream. I always forget that her brother's wedding gift was people. Yeah. Viserys sucks. I like I just like the theory that Summerhall happens because Egg sees Dany and thinks that it's him. Yeah, I agree. Yes, the last. The Trident is Storm before Astapor. Oh, okay. Moon is Egg. She hears Wake the Dragon repeated. Absolutely. She dreams of her baby turning to ash. I don't remember that. Pregnancy dreams are IRL pretty freaky. No kidding. Varys may have saved Dany from the wine cellar by telling Jorah. Calm down. I'm sorry. I used to dream I was digesting myself. That's so gnarly. And that sentence could be the name of like a science fiction short story. That's such a that's an awesome sentence. Can't stick around for the stream, but I want to say I love this channel. I wasn't convinced of the style of video at first, but then I got to the two princes theory joke. I got hit with the two princes theory joke and fell in love. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think that's Daenerys' story. 36 things. This does include several things that happen in Ned's story. 36. There we go. All right. And that means that we got one thing left. Is everybody ready? Is everybody excited? We have 25 minutes to untangle the disaster that is Ned Stark's Ned Stark's mystery solving. Because I think this is going to be the longest. Because all the stuff that happens in other people's plots also happens here. Connecting Shakespeare plays to A Song of Ice and Fire. We don't have time. Ned does something with good enough intentions, it goes wrong. More at 11. Okay, everybody. Tell me things that happen in Ned's story. Here we go. Go ahead, start listing them. Let's get as many done as we can. We have some on the screen now. Ned kills Garrett. Several children get dogs. Ned cleans his sword in the Godswood. Ned learns that Jon Arryn is dead. Robert and co arrive in Winterfell. Joffrey and Sansa are betrothed. Ned gets promotion. Cat gets a letter. Ned leaves for King's Landing with Sansa and Arya. The butcher's boy dies. Lady dies. We'll say there is a trial at which Sansa lies. Lady Ned kills Lady. Ned talks to Benjen. He does talk to Benjen. That is true. That's like up in here. It's like right here. Ned talks to Benjen. Ned says farewell to Jon. That is true. Insert. Ned parts ways with Jon on the road, and they talk about his mom. Lady doesn't die. You are correct. Lady does not die. Lady is murdered. Ned meets a child with a child. These parts of that's show only. Aw, man, that sucks. Fine. Ned confronts Cersei. Yep, that does happen somewhere down here. Ned confronts Cersei, telling her that he knows. Ned discovers the secret conspiracy that his friends' children are only his friends' wives' children. That all happens after the hands tourney. Insert 8 above. Ned Ned finds out the Baratheon hair is dominant, and so Tom and Marcelli and Joffrey are all bastards. They explicitly do not talk about his mom. Okay. In books, Ned doesn't talk about Jon's mom, but later Jon has this moment where he decides he will ask about it. I see. Ned trusts Littlefinger despite everything. Yes, we do have that. That is right down here. Varys, dressed as a writer, gives Ned and Robert a letter from Varys on the King's Road. We should figure out show only things happen in George written idea stream idea. Calm down. The mountain tries to kill Loris. That is true. Where is that? The mountain tries to kill Loris, but Sandor stops him. Anguy wins a bunch of money at the tournament. That is true. Anguy wins a bunch, wins an archery contest. That is relevant. It's the only thing that Anguy does that is relevant at all. Okay, all right. I can see that no one has any idea what happens in the Ned story, so we have to go to the wiki. Eddard Stark. Sorry, there's an Eddard Waters? Oh my god, the Game of Thrones is so long! Okay, all right, come on in with me. This one should actually be fun. Hang on, I'm actually gonna shrink you guys down a little bit so you can actually see some of it. No, maybe I'm not. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to deal. If I just like, yeah, what if we just do one of these? That's fine. We're just gonna do one of those for right now. Ned executes Garrett. Yep, we got all of this. Raven arrives saying that Jon is dead. Robert arrives with half the court. Robert goes and visits a corpse. Right, we have that. Ned gets a promotion. Yes, perfect. Lots of things happen in that conversation. During the journey south, they are at odds about concerning the wedding of the exiled princess Daenerys. Eddard's youngest daughter Arya is involved in an incident when the crown prince Joffrey Baratheon is injured by Arya's direwolf Nymeria. When Nymeria cannot be found, Queen Cersei Lannister demands the death of Sansa's direwolf lady, and Eddard executes the wolf himself at Derry. In order to prevent Queen Cersei from acquiring the pelt, he has her body sent north to be buried at Winterfell. Ned kills Lady and sends the body north. Delete. Small council meeting. Afterward, Peter Baelish takes Ned to one of his brothels where he's been hiding his wife Catelyn. Right around here, we got to do one of these. Click, insert. Everyone arrives at King's Landing. Does anything happen at that small council meeting that we need to know about? I don't even think so. Oh, and I can scroll you guys back a little bit. There we go. Ned does have a fever dream. Made contact with Sir Ilyn never made contact. Ned's neck just did that. Everyone arrives at King's Landing. Is this fun? Is it fun? Are you having fun just watching me do all this stuff? Littlefinger takes Ned to meet Cat at a brothel. Oh, come on. So we also had a cat's paw. Peter knows Littlefinger claims the dagger used to be his, but was won in a bet by Tyrion Lannister. Littlefinger promises to aid Ned after receiving Maester Luwin's message that Bran is awake. Lord Stark and his daughters stay overnight in the Godswood of the Red Keep. Really? I don't remember that. So it goes, Cat tells Ned about the dagger. Littlefinger promises to help Ned when the time comes. Promises to help Ned, and Ned learns that Bran is awake, which is important. Eddard is shocked to learn that the crowd is heavily indebted due to Robert's extravagance. We have that. Ned learns how much debt the kingdom is in. and John Arryn and the small council have been unable to restrain him. Robert decrees a great tournament is to be held in the honor of Eddard's appointment as Hand of the King, despite Eddard's protests at the cost. Hand's tourney featuring a joust, melee, and archery contest attract knights and free riders from all over the Seven Kingdoms. Ned and Sir Barristan, Lord Commander of the King's Guard, convince Robert not to participate in the melee. I actually don't think that any of that is super relevant. Robert does not participate in the melee is relevant to him as a character, but not super important. So 6 out of 10. Cowboy Town. This is mostly because he's the same age as my parents. You mentioned Ned and Bobby visit the crypts. We do. Robert checks out a corpse. Yes, we did. Okay, now we are probably at the Hand's tourney now. Eddard discovers that his daughter Arya is in possession of a sword needle, but decides to have her trained in how to use it instead of taking the sword away. Based move. He hires Syrio Farrell, the former First Sword of Bravos. While Ned later wonders whether Syrio is a proper teacher for Arya, he allows the lesson to continue. He's eventually willing to ask Syrio to continue his work at Winterfell. Ned finds the sword, finds Needle, and elects to hire Syrio to teach Arya instead of taking the sword away. This is hard to do while also interacting with chat. Eddard investigates Jon Arryn's activities before his death, and he discovers that Jon spent a great deal of time with Lord Stannis Baratheon and has been visiting several of Robert's bastard children in the city. Grandmaster Pycelle provides the Hand with the lineages and histories of the great houses of the Seven Kingdoms, which Jon had been reading. Ned learns that Jon Arryn... okay, so it's got to be like up here about the dagger. And Ned declares his well, I guess it's, hang on. Where's Catelyn gets a letter, and Ned says he'll gets a letter from Lysa, and Ned says that he'll investigate in King's Landing. Ned learns that Jon Arryn was hanging out with Stannis a lot. Okay, and where is it? And had been visiting several of Robert's bastard children. And visiting a lot of Robert's bastards. Okay, good. Grandmaster Pycelle, yep. Daenerys is pregnant, holds a council meeting. Robert at a small council meeting. Robert orders an assassination of Dany, to which Ned and Barristan object. And does he retire? Yes, that Ned resigns as Hand of the King. Of the King. Yes, cool. Keep it going. Oh, this is further up here. Okay. Good. Forced planned departure from King's Landing to return to Winterfell. Eddard visits another of Robert's bastard children, a girl named Barra. Right. Ned visits Gendry. Ned visits Gendry's later, I think. Is it later? Is it later? I think it's later. We'll put Ned visits Barra. Ned visits Barra, one of Robert's bastards. Insert. There we go. I'm trying so hard. I cannot imagine how interesting this is. Ned visits Barra, one of Robert's bastards. Ned is attacked by Jaime on the way back to the Red Keep. Many of Ned's men die, and Ned is injured for capturing Tyrion. Okay, yep. 8 men die, yep. Pycelle treats Ned, who has a fever dream. Yes. Then, while recovering, Ned dreams of the Tower of Joy. Yeah. Robert pardons Ned and reinstates him as Hand. Jaime flees the city. This is the Iron Throne. Here's the petitions while Robert is out on a hunt. Raymond Derry, Mark Piper, and Carl Vance bring news that several villages have been ravaged by Gregor Clegane. Ned learns that Gregor has been attacking villages and sends Beric and co. to arrest them. Very nice. While investigating John Arryn's interest in Robert Baratheon's children, Eddard discovers to his horror that Robert's 3 legitimate children are the product of incest. But yep. They confront Cersei. Yep. Okay, so this is now... Yes, so I think all 3 of these are now up here. We've gotten to all 3 of these. And we have gotten, like, down to here. Yes, good. Yes, we did this. We got all of these. Varys visits Eddard Stark in the dungeons, informing him that if he confesses to treason, his life will be spared, and he'll be given the opportunity to join the Night's Watch. Littlefinger betrays Ned, and he is arrested. Varys visits Ned in the black cells and tells him that if he confesses, he'll go to the Night's Watch, and that Sansa and Arya will be spared. Yep. Save his daughter Sansa, who is that Sansa will be spared. Unbeknownst to him, Yoren, his daughter Arya, and a disguised Barristan are amongst the crowd? Right. I forgot Barristan was there. Because Barristan is fired. That's the thing that happens. Eddard makes a false public confession. Ned makes a false confession on the steps of Baelor's Sept. Joffrey orders Ned killed. Yeah? Is that it? We shouldn't let Tom be late. I have 7 minutes. I'm listening to this at 2x speed to catch up. 8 minutes behind now, and this is fantastic. Great to see you, Steven. The sword thing is just like the Night's Watch forgetting the real purpose. I know, I have to leave. I have to leave. I think we're done. Ned's spirit goes home to the crypts via a pigeon. Tom, come on, Tom. Hey, Tom. Did Ned feed John's chair? Ned tells Sansa they need to leave just like you, Tom. Okay, yeah, but how did we do? We got 5 minutes. How did we do? Ned feeds the sword is great. I want to talk about them more in the future. Be gone with you. Well, we have to at least do this, right? We go copy and we go paste. This is what I wanted to do. Paste. 47 things. 47 things. Julie says no one answer his questions, he must leave, and you significantly underestimate my ability to talk to myself at length. I guessed 50. I think we actually will get to more. I think this is actually pretty light. I think we need a fair bit more, actually. Because Barristan Resigns is in somebody's plot, and I guess it has to be Sansa's. Delete. Tap and delete. This is Danny. Paste. We got John. We got Bran. I have to be gone relatively soon. Nobody worry. I'm watching the clock. Nobody panic. Bran, Sansa. Here's Tyrion. Delete row. Jon swears his vows. Jory dies. Viserys' crown. Joffrey becomes king. All right. All the stuff down here is not relevant. We're going to get rid of those. Actually, we're not going to get rid of those. We're going to take them and drag them up. And just put them wherever. It doesn't matter. Because we got to go back through anyway. If this is going to turn into a video. Delete. And delete. Catelyn. And this goes down here. Ooh. Copy. Paste. And then equal count if this, I'm sorry, this contains, is it this? No. Count if this is greater than 0. Count if this not null. Not null. Is that it? Did we do it? What the heck? Equal count. These guys? 227. There we go. We could get to 50 if you count Ned turning into a pigeon, then the pigeon being eaten by Arya. He still cleans his sword by the tree. Yeah, he does. Yeah, right. He cleans his sword by the tree. Right. We can add stuff. Where's Ned? Right. No, he cleans his sword. He cleans his sword. Should these be two different things? Maybe. Maybe the disco 2 seconds off. Damn it. Disco. George writes sins and tragedies. Oh, it's quote not null, unquote. Thank you. Millennials are the last green seers of Microsoft Office. Thank you. Appreciate you. 227 is the time and minutes that you have left. Gives Bran save points. Save points to get to get to so he can see Ned young. So this is, can you guys see this on stream? Yes. So this number right here is the purpose of doing this. This guy right here is so cool. We have a number now. In the first Game of Thrones book, something like 230 things happen. Probably like 250 things happen. But this is the method by which we can analyze things like those leaks, right? The Winds of Winter, was it leak 2026? Right? Was it? Yeah, this guy. This thing that happened in like July or in like February or whatever it was. This thing is pretty much formatted exactly like this, right? The major plot beats for each character, they might not include this one, but all of the things that happened to Daenerys, in order to have a complete picture of what happens to Daenerys in the first book, you need at least half of these. Right? Like, Daenerys gets dragon eggs has to be a point. Viserys' face gets melted by a pot of gold has to be a point. Daenerys eats a horse heart has to be a point. You need to talk about it. So when you get something like this, and you can go through and you can find like the summaries of each of these chapters, like look at the summary of this chapter. It's like, it's so few sentences. And like in chapters, only a couple of things happen. So the next leak, we can use this system and compare it to the least complicated Game of Thrones book, the least convoluted, has 227 things happen. Whereas this leak, like 2 things happen per chapter, and it's like 70 chapters. So something like 140 things happen. There is no way 140 things happen in the Winds of Winter. Because in the Winds of Winter, if we choose to do this for the next book, right, this number is going to go up. It's going to be, and we'll have like we'll figure out a line of best fit by the third book or something. But I'm going to guess it's going to go 227, 400, 525, and then the third one's a little bit weird. It's going to be like 400 again, but then it's going to be like 625, right? This is going to be the number, so this is the number of things that happens in A Dance with Dragons. And remember, The Winds of Winter is the sum of these 2 books. That's how big The Winds of Winter is. It's the sum of the last 2. The Winds of Winter is going to be the size of Feast and Dance combined. So when 140 things happen, this is not the correct number. And we will be able to see that from the leaks. And we'll be able to do this. How many chapters? Hang on, give me a second. Give me a second. How many chapters in a Game of Thrones? 73? Really? 73? Wow. Okay. No kidding. So equal this divided by 73 is 3.1. So 3 things happen per chapter. If we do so you would expect this. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. That's not the number I was expecting. Huh. 73 chapters in the first book, huh? Hang on. How many chapters in Dance with Dragons? Oh my god, they're fucking lying to me. The AI overview is lying to me. I hate the AI overview. I am late. I'm late. I know. I know. Let's see. 73 in the first book, 70 in the second book, 82, then 46, then 73 again. Huh. No kidding. That's fascinating that it is way longer, but the same number of chapters. Interesting. Okay, team. I have to go. You've all been great. I hate you all in your own special ways. Have we gotten any fan funding today? We haven't. No one's donated anything. Live chat. Hang on. Okay, so I need to like do one of these. And honestly, we're on Monday, we're doing the same thing, right? We're going to finish this project and we're going to do it for the TV show. And that's what we're going to do. Stone Steak says great theme, great stream. I appreciate you guys. You're amazing. Yeah, I just joined and it's over. I'm sorry. This is the end of the stream. You guys mean a lot to me. And I will see you all on Monday. We are not doing an outro because I have to close my computer right now. For your patronage. Stop donating. Get out of here. Stop it. Mayo says anything. And thank you for your patronage. And Morgana sent a $5 super chat with no text, and I appreciate you. You guys are amazing. You're fantastic. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again for a Game of Thrones, and we're gonna go through. We're just gonna tidy it, and then we're gonna start doing some real data analysis with it. So new stream ideas on the next one. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you. Thanks for Thank you. Stream. More Game of Thrones. We also need to we need to finish up a Game of Thrones, do the TV show, and look, Baked Potato. Baked Potato sent in $2. Kirsty sent in 5 Outback bucks. Steven sent in $5 saying thank you for a great stream. Oh my god. Purple heart emoji. Riguru says someone send a $2,000 super chat. I've toyed around with the idea of having like a really high goal, right? A goal of like $5,000, and if anyone donates that amount of money, we like the next like 2 videos are ad free or something. We completely turn off ads for the next 2 videos or something. But for right now, I must leave. What was the other thing that I wanted to do? Next stream, we're doing this, and we are figuring out how to visualize this data. So like it's chart party next week. All right. We are doing we are discussing how to view this information and make it interesting. The most they'll let you do is $500. Jesus. Okay. All right. That's it. This is all I have. The Pandas library of Python. Oh, I would dust off some Python for next stream. Yes, let's do some Python. Pandas library in Python. Okay, everyone say goodbye. Scream it at the top of your lungs as much as you can. Type goodbye as many times as you can. Let's really make the algorithm think the end of the video is the most interesting. How long will you be, Tom? No, I have to take my computer and be gone for hours. I have to leave. I must exit. You're all amazing. I hate you all in your own special ways. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Go away. Where is the we believe there? Go away. Get out of here. So this we can do, welcome to the party, pal. There we go. Goodbye. Get out of here, you nerds. Goodbye.